guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. It is a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. On this episode, we are joined by Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. We are happy to have our co-host, Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast, originating from the Republic of Kenya. He has established himself as a distinguished figure in the podcasting community. His work has been recognized with 3 nominations for Best African Diasporan Podcast by the APVA, along with a nomination for Best Blog by the Texas Creator Awards. Since 2023, Sambaza has been a featured presenter at the Afros and Audio Podcast Festival and recently contributed at the 2025 Podfest and will be a presenter at the 2026 Podfest. Welcome, Sambaza.
Hey, Jen, what's up? How you doing today?
Hey, great.
Last show of the year. How was your
It
weekend?
is. I'm trying to get in the holiday spirit of it all. It was good.
I see your video when you go on posting up, all that.
So that's me trying. That's me trying.
Moving around, when you go up and down your office, or is it where are you?
Yeah, it's at work.
You got a lot of videos. Hey, you guys, you want to go check her out. She's stuff going on over there.
Just doing some content while I'm on the CapCut Pro plan. So, yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not the reason why, but no. I can't help but feel a little sad around the holidays because, really important people in my life have passed on. But, it makes me feel good to give back to the community. So I was able to participate in some great community service projects. So that was good. What happened?
For example?
Oh, so there was a great project with Salvation Army here in St. Louis. The Angel Tree holiday shopping where families get to come in and shop, and the volunteers served as personal shoppers for the families, and so that was really great. And I made a little content about that, respecting the folks, but just observing the process of being a volunteer for the evening, and so that was great. We also did ring in the bell for Salvation Army at grocery stores in town.
Did not do that. You did not do that.
Yeah, we do it every year. We took the Girl Scouts to do it.
All day?
So you have a shift. It's about 2 or 3 hour shift.
But at the end of the day, doesn't your ear, don't your ears just go?
Oh my God. One of the kids was ringing that bell really hard. So, but it gets people's attention because some guy came and donated. He was like, "You've been ringing that bell, so let me come give you some money." And I was like, "Put it in the kettle." So it was good. It was good.
Well, that was nice. I hope you're logging in your hours for your time.
My time for what?
Volunteer. You can get a tax exemption. Like I just found out that in Texas, your volunteer hours per hour is like about $29 per hour.
Okay.
Yeah, so you add all your hours up, and then you can submit those as work done.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool.
I have a lot then. The whole year, I can put in a lot of hours. Okay. Well, Jen, I think I like what you're doing. I like everything that you're doing, and I like the Christmas spirit, the way you have gone, and throughout the year, actually, you have put in your time to helping others and become an inspiration. Now,
I try.
Trying. No. Let's be like the way. What's his name?
Chris.
You're not trying, you're making it. You're making it. Yes. Now, because of inspiration, the affirmation of the day is, I am an inspiration to others. Simple as that. I am an inspiration to others.
Okay, we received that. So we will officially introduce our topic. I think Sambaza may have shared that this is our end of the year show. So this is Woke by Accident. And the podcast where we unpack stories, headlines, everyday moments that shape our communities and culture. And as this year comes to a close, this special year end review episode is all about reflecting on conversations that have moved us, challenged us, and reminded us why staying woke by accident still matters. So, in this episode, we're going to look back at some powerful themes that we discussed throughout the year, like code switching, fatigue, what authenticity looks like in our workplace and social spaces, how class and power show up in something as simple as a can of soup, and what AI means for Black creators in representation. So we will share some of our favorite moments, hard truths, and unexpected laughs from this year's episode while setting an intention for even more honest, engaging, and impactful content in the new year. So settle in, join us as we do this 2025 wrap up. So,
Yes. So I just want to let everyone know we are on YouTube, TikTok, Clubhouse, and Facebook. Now I got to throw out some shout outs to Soda, who has sent us some flowers here on
oh,
the TikTok live that we're going on right now. And also there's Professor Jojo. He is someone I know, and he has been with the community here on the TikTok, and every time shows up and tells me later on, "Hey, I was on your TikTok." So, thank you
hey.
guys for showing up. Soda, it's been a while, but hey, join in and let's have some fun. So with that, I think we're gonna do the proverbs right for the day before we get started, right?
Okay. All right.
For sure, I haven't traveled, but uh, our proverb for the day is birds sing not because they have answers, but because they have songs.
You're saying bird?
Yes, birds.
Okay.
Birds sing not because they have answers, but because they have songs.
Okay. That's nice. And what country is that one from?
This is from Africa. It's just general African proverb.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So now, Jen, what do you say about the proverb? What brings into mind
So
for
I
you?
feel like it's, saying that us the song or the call of a bird is in its nature, and it's something that's undeniable, and it's, there should be something that is in your heart or undeniable to you, and like a bird, you can yeah.
I think for me it comes off as, and I like what you just said. For me, you steered me towards that. Like being an elder.
Mhm.
Um, you respect the elders not because of not because they're old, but they have seen a lot. You see, there's wisdom in them.
True, it is tradition to do as
Respect,
such.
yeah,
Right.
because they have a lot of wisdom and can teach you a lot of wisdom. That's my my way of deciphering this proverb that we have. So
Mhm.
let's get ready. What are
All
we
right.
starting on? Let's see here. I already told you my proverb, right? So when you look back at this year, right? What story or headline would you say um, that's exactly why Work by Accident exists, or that's why Sambaza exists?
Well, I mean, there's so many that were prominent. But I think a lot of the stuff that was going on with the president and the changes, I know we went, I guess, early on in the presidency, or we kind of talked about some of those changes that he made that kind of stands out, and just making sure that people are aware of these things. There's all these different things that are changing, what's going on with diversity and companies, eliminating their diversity policies. The moves that were made with Target and other organizations. And I feel like that is like part of the synergy of what this show is, just making sure that other people are informed, people who want to join the activism, with the Target boycott, for example, and things like that, showing that there's power in our dollars, there's power in our voices. So, yeah.
Mhm. Oh, that's awesome. I think for me, the one that hit the most was the alopecia one
Okay.
because I didn't realize that there were a lot of people who had alopecia, um, eh, that they suffered from alopecia. And just after that particular show, I went and found out that some of, if not a bunch of my friends, are going through that process, and they have learned to accept it. And they were like, wow, you did not know? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an eye opener for me, and it was a very powerful show. And I think I also told Angel that was actually her first podcast ever in her life. And I
Yes.
think up to date, it has drawn the most viewership
Okay.
on.
I have a clip of that ready when we get ready to do our
Oh,
clip.
okay, ooh, cool, man. She's so live. Even though
Yes.
she's a Bears fan, so I guess.
You know what? Stop. Okay, so yeah, so that was the interest kickoff. What about what you learned as a host and storyteller?
You know what I learned? I learned that Jen sometimes is very, very open in her storytelling,
Okay.
and um, you're an advocate of a lot of this of the stuff that we're championing for.
Mhm.
Um, that's you. Me. Um, I figured out that I love storytelling, and done challenges throughout the year. This is aside from what we're doing today, in terms of the podcasting that we sit together. But storytelling has been the most my strong suit, and actively being in the community has been one of the other things. That's what I've learned about myself.
That's good, especially since you have taken or added, the speaker hat to your toolkit.
Mhm.
And you're telling stories, when you get on those stages and things like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's been nice when you get onto the stages.
Hmm.
I'm trying to be intentional because if by each stage that you go to, one step at a time. So one step you go into doing like the Picha Kucha. I love the Picha Kucha so far.
Hmm.
So I want to do the Picha Kucha at least maybe once or twice, and then after that, I can move up a little bit and do some more
Hmm.
of talking. It's something that's good. It's something that's good when you're imparting knowledge. Well, in this sense, where in the podcast is different when you have a crowd in front of you. So that's my intention.
Hmm.
Hopefully next year I can manifest it, and it comes to life.
That's great.
Mhm.
And I mean, I feel like as host, I learned that there's so many different ways to tell a story. It's storytelling just by, having this platform, cultivating it, curating it, bringing guests on to share their story. The young lady with alopecia and her sharing how she became comfortable and really thrived and got comfortable in her own skin and got on a stage and a pageant to just really own confidence and things like that, things that people struggle with. And that's storytelling. So I, really have come to sit in that. There's many ways to tell a story, not just, jumping on a stage, which I feel like that's, on the horizon for me. I haven't got there yet, but yeah. So, especially being an introvert. So, you know,
Everybody's got their time. You just have to
yeah.
start with what works for you, and then after that, you will be able to get to your max and say, hey, now I've maxed out and I want to move to the next level. Also, I want to throw a shout out to Ed. He says, peace, welcome, Ed. You've been with us throughout the year. Anytime you get a chance, you show up. I have people coming also online. Moji, God is good. We used to work with them, Mommy and Iowa Lewa and David Campbell. Those are the guys who are just joining us online. So we're on TikTok and also, like I said, TikTok, Facebook, Clubhouse, and YouTube, wherever you are able to catch us on. We want to thank you for being here for the whole year. I mean, it's been a pleasure. And we're just doing a year in review right now. So my next thing is, if you had to describe this year in one word, what would you say?
I
What
would
would
say gratitude and being just a state of gratitude, really being grateful for everything that has come in the beginning of the year with, for example, with the festival, I Frozen Audio. I didn't really think I was going. And then I kind of just, shifted some things around and made it happen. And so I'm glad I did go. And
Here we are.
it was a good experience. So I'm just grateful for everything. This year has definitely been better than the prior for obvious reasons. I think I've said that before. So yeah.
Mine is booyah. That's the phrase. Like
Okay.
yeah, like that guy, the guy of ESPN. What's his name? Um, I
The
forget.
one that died?
Yeah, the one that
Oh,
died.
Stuart
Yeah,
Scott.
yeah, Stuart.
Yeah.
Booyah. That's what I'll say this year was, because I mean, to have gotten here through all that has been going through my year. Maybe one day
Mhm.
I'll come and explain to all what this year really meant. It has been great to have gotten here, and here we are, a couple of days, just getting ready for Christmas, ending of the year, and here we are. Jen, you and I were talking about it. We were talking about the year at the end of the year. I mean, hey,
Right.
who could
And
have
don't
known in
forget
the beginning? And yeah, and we also did our we did our cup. What do you call this thing?
a jar.
You have a cup. I saw your cup.
No,
Was that a
it's
jar?
a jar.
Yeah, it looked like a jar. This is
It's like a peanut
glass.
butter jar.
Oh, okay. You got a peanut. I got a glass one. So what we did this year, in the beginning of the year, we put all the stuff that we have accomplished here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up and pick a couple and talk about the stuff that has been going on throughout the year in terms of achievements. There have been shortfalls here and there, but
Right.
we've overcome them, and here we are.
For sure.
Um,
But we want to, get into more of the episodes since this is a year end episode and talk about some of the memorable moments. Can you, or would you like to share a memorable moment? I know you talked about one in particular.
I'd go to this the one that we just had last week with Cola.
Oh,
And
yeah, that was
yeah,
great.
he talked about the way we can bring together our as Africans and African Americans, we can come together and have this conversation where we see eye to eye on each other. And I spoke on how we can, just get together with all our nuances and everything, just find something that's a common ground. And we talked about food being the common ground, um, which reverts back to Africa Day, the podcasting that we did. But what we're looking at here is the fact that if we have something that we can share culturally together, we can bring everybody together, and which is one of the things that I also want to try to do with Sambaza podcast, which is the genesis of Sambaza podcast anyway. Yeah, so that show with Kola slaps great last week, and especially
Definitely.
because my
And
host.
for those who may not be familiar, because we do have folks on different platforms coming in and there, we had another content creator, Cola La Doja, who we actually met and had dinner with in Baltimore at the Afros and Audio Podcast Festival. So it was really great to fellowship with him in person and then, coordinate having him on the show, and he was so eloquent and joined us. He has a podcast. He is a business owner, and he was great. So check that episode out if you did not get a chance to. 235 with Cola Ladoja. For
That's
sure.
okay. Yeah. And what about you? Which one came out as strong for you? Which episode would you highlight and say that was?
So yeah, I definitely feel like a standout and a really great highlight was our guest Timby Banks. She is a prominent award-winning filmmaker. She has a NAACP award for her film, and is directing a lot of things on Netflix and has some great projects that are getting ready to come out. I have a clip of that episode too. And she was just excellent. I mean, she's doing all of these great things, and she's under 40 years old, and she's, just a great inspiration to people, who may be interested in filmmaking. So
That was our star cast of the year, right? Oh,
absolutely.
what about the comedian? I like the comedian, the one who did
Sure was. He would be the other. He would be the other
yeah.
Jay Moore.
There's so many, and then you got Jay, the one who acted, the one who acted was a teacher. He came on the show too. He was he was an actor. He's an actor and a teacher. And he was talking about how male teachers are supposed to be, there are very few male teachers, actually, which people don't realize that, but they're also supposed to be role models for people. You keep forgetting, he's from your place, St. Louis. He's from St. Louis. You can't forget him.
Wait. Oh, my boy. Sir Irvin Williams III.
You forget your boy. How?
Okay, when you said St. Louis, I was like, okay, because I was like, wait a minute, who are you talking about?
Yeah, so I mean, there were so many shows this time. Like,
yeah, shout out to Sir Irvin. That was a great episode too. Please check that one out if you have not already. Yeah, that was a great episode. That was 2025. Yep, sure was. So, okay, let's do a clip or so or two before we get back into the outline.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, let's do the alopecia one since you mentioned that first.
I just recently been diagnosed with alopecia, probably within like the last 4 years. I just started to embrace it within the last 2 years. I struggle with it, but I just say it is who it is. It's not going anywhere. So I might as well just go ahead and shave it off and then just embrace what I have. And that's what God gave me. That's what He made me. So I am who I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's deep because hair is a big thing for women. And I mean, especially Black women, even little girls, if our hair is not together in our mind or we don't feel like we're presentable, then it shakes your confidence. It shakes everything. I think teachers even realize that with kids in their class. So you'll see videos of teachers, breaking out the comb or braiding kids' hair just to kind of give them that moment of confidence. So imagine, losing all of your hair. It would makes you feel like you're a woman, quote unquote, when you learn internally, and she learned and shared that that's not what defines you as a woman. So to be comfortable with this condition that has impacted you, in that way, I think was really powerful. So,
it's funny. The reason why I'm smiling is because I remember this is, so it's not an off topic, but it's kind of somewhere there. I remember when my daughter was young. No, my son was young. I don't know what happened. He got some scissors and he cut his sister's hair. Ooh! Tiffany was livid.
Like one little piece or like a lot?
Just one little piece.
But
and she was struggling with the hair to grow her hair. He was like, I want to cut it like Bo. Bo has been his hairdresser for a long till now, since he was young. So he was saying, I want to cut it like Bo. So that's what I just remembered. when
Oh,
yeah, she had very little hair. Yeah, but that is
but as India Irie, eloquently said, I am not my hair. And so, it's deeper than that. And I think, that's the message of what we got from that conversation is that even though we, walk around and feel like, okay, my hair, my hair, my hair, but it's not about your hair. It's about, what's inside and what really matters. So,
yep, that's true. That's true. In fact, that's what I got from there. Now I think she's at the point where she is accepting it and she's working through it. And shout outs to her, by the way. If you notice, I follow her, and I've noticed she's been through that journey of working out. And from
okay.
where she was, we worked together, and she's always been an inspiration. Like every time she'd work out and post the workouts, and I've been following her with her workout regimen, and it's been like mirroring each other. So right now, when she works, but she's on another level now. She's gotten really cool, especially when you look at the pictures and when she
Mhm.
was doing her her pageant, the before,
Yes.
after, awesome. She did a great
Okay.
job. Shout outs to you,
Well,
Angel.
that's amazing that anyone who is embracing their health journey and, working on the inner and the outer, that's awesome. So we support her for sure.
All right,
Want to do another clip or get back?
sure. Let's get another clip.
Okay, so here's Timmy Banks. We were talking about Timmy Banks when she was on. Let me reflect on Women's History Month. I would love to have you share who were some of your biggest influences or role models as far as filmmaking is concerned as a Black woman in Hollywood.
Yeah. First and foremost, Spike. Spike Lee has always been a huge hero of mine because he's the first Black filmmaker I think I've truly experienced his work as a child. He was from New York. I was from New York. Definitely identify with him on that level. And and his films were just transformative. Everything from Crooklyn to Malcolm X to later in his career when I was, becoming a young adult, like things like Inside Man and She Hate Me, which is like quietly one of my favorites of his, Bamboozled.
Thing.
So he's huge in my book as far as just not only a professional inspiration, but just like a personal hero of mine because his stories always touched me in a way that made me feel proud to be Black and reminded me of my power and who I was. And so he's huge.
That's so dope. And then before we go further, I do want to share that her film that she won the NAACP award is Young, Wild, Free, and it aired on BET Plus. Okay, so if you
Okay.
have BET Plus, you can pull up Young, Wild, and Free. And then also, she directed episodes on a lot of shows on Netflix too. But yeah, check out that episode. We had a great conversation with her. I do have a personal connection to her, but she's amazing.
Yep. She is amazing, and I think the fact that I like with her is that she adores Spike Lee, learned the craft well, not from him, but picked up parts from him, and uh, and now she's even impacting other people, like the girls that she tries to impact to teach them about
Right.
filming and encourage them to get into filming. So, it's one thing about paying forward. So with her, that was kind of nice and dope about what she's doing.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting her to say that. I was expecting her to, say a woman, female, because think it may have been around March, which is Women's History Month, when we had that conversation. And so in my mind, I was thinking, oh, because I kept saying women's, but I mean, that's dope that, he's an excellent filmmaker. And so, and even, for her age, should be that in tune, because, a lot of young people are not familiar with Spike Lee joint. So I thought that was dope that she was familiar, obviously being a filmmaker, and able to share that way. So
Oh yeah, yep, great. Um, what are we going next to? Because
oh, there's a comment.
Yeah.
too.
Ed says the most dangerous human belief is I'm not good enough. We tell ourselves that I am not, I am more. No, we must tell ourselves I am more than enough. That's actually true
Mhm.
because um, self-esteem is one of the word. If you lack self-esteem, that's one of the last things that you'd want to do, especially in the world today and in this
Mhm.
of the digital age where everything you do goes online. You have to kind of make sure you have some type of confidence and self-esteem. Just realize you like yourself. First of all, like yourself, because ain't nobody gonna like you better than you. That's the first thing I say.
Right.
And I used to say something in Swahili. It sounds different. Nani kama mimi, right? Literal terms is who else like me?
Okay.
Who else other than me?
Okay.
So when you start your day saying that, or maybe when you talk about comments here and there, not too much, like when you joke around with people and then they tell you something, then you throw in here and there. It might sound like it's just a slight, thing about yourself, but you're boosting your self esteem in the end, and yeah, that works out well. Love yourself first.
Definitely. And if there's something that you're not happy with, you have the opportunity to make a change. We're, living proof of that with the health journey conversations that we had. Something that we know we need to change and we're working on it. Some people are doing better than others with you in the gym every day and all that. So
Um,
that's, yeah. Oh, and running marathons and everything.
I
So,
think when you get the habit part,
yeah.
it's when you start doing something and then becomes a habit. Once you do it for 30 days, like it's interesting how you stay in the gym for the whole year and you notice people come in and go and the people who stay constant. I think there's a group of about, let's say, 10 people who are always in the gym, and then including Tiffany too. But with her, she's in and out. For reasons best known to herself. However, um, whenever you realize you become a community that when somebody is missing, we actually come back home and say, "Hey, we haven't seen so and so in like about a week. Do you know where they might be?" And it's like you're holding others accountable to who you are. You never talk to each other, you just see each other there, but you kind of hold each other accountable to the fact that they are supposed to be there because you're always showing up. And it's a great thing. It's really a great thing. Yeah.
That reminds me when I went to church last week, or the past weekend. It had been a while, right? And I grew up in this church, right? So it's like people who knew my parents, old Sunday school teachers, and I almost like was on blast. We have a new pastor now, so he didn't know me, but the people, in the church house, because one of them was like, hey, have you been ill? And I'm like, no. God willing, praise the Lord. I'm not, but I just been, praising the Lord from at home. Like, I don't know. What are you supposed to say?
And it's funny that probably the the new pastor is wondering, like, who's this girl? Why is everybody?
Oh no, I got introduced.
I think before you get introduced, he's still watching and is like, wait a minute, why is this person here being, like there's a new person here? So it's
Yeah,
probably,
it was a little different.
yeah. I hope they told you, hey, you're looking good.
Right.
Did they?
I got compliments. I even made a little post about it. But I was
Yeah,
like, geez, I
doing
don't
it.
think, why do we have to like have a conversation about, oh, it's been so long? It's like, I'm here, like, can't we just be happy that I'm here? Like,
Um, I think that's what is a precursor to saying we're happy you're here.
yeah,
How do you start off? You
right.
can't. Where you been? Well, some of those words.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, you'll be
But
wondering.
no, it's out of love. So,
I'm sure people also in the on the TikTok are like, yeah, probably the same. They think of it the same way. Yeah. Um. Now, after that clip, I want to ask, what is a surprise moment that you had through this year? A surprising moment.
surprising to me or just okay? Um, hmm. I guess I was a little surprised at the we had a Instagram comment that we received on some reel or post we made, and I was a little surprised by that. I ended up making a post about that. I mean, I don't want to give it too much attention because I know we talked about it, and you were like, "Oh, don't even." So I just kind of want to have you address, and share.
So what happened was, you since you don't want to say it, what happened was, right, this somebody put a comment, not nice. That was it, right? Not nice. Not a nice episode.
Bad.
Jen went and created a AI version of talking about it. You wanted to post back, but remember what Chris Ward said. Chris Ward was on our show. You guys want to listen to that show, watch that show as well. Chris Ward Jr., he's an inspirational speaker, and he told us this. For somebody to actually go and type in that word, whether or comment on your post, they actually sat down, took their time, watched what you've done, and then came and posted. That's a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
That in itself is justifying that you matter to them, whether positive or negative. You matter to them to the point where they go out and say, you know what? No, I don't like this show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's your opinion. So I was like, Jen, you know what? He put it there. That's okay.
Yes. So I, even though shout out to ChatGPT, they gave me so many different ideas of how to respond. They even gave me a clapback version that I did not go with. For the record, I did not use the clapback, but they gave me like a real spicy, a spicy clapback, talking point or post idea to, and I took the high road and used a more positive one, but I did want to say something because, it's feedback, it's something we can learn from. And yeah, like someone actually took the time and energy to do that. So, hey, it's good for the algorithm, right? So there you go.
Yeah. I was like, Jen, at least you got a comment from somebody else.
And you know what? This is not the first quasi negative comment, but it's okay.
It got there. So hey, give me a negative, give me a positive. Hey, I'll take it. Tell me my head is bad for this peanut head is bad. I'll take it. You know what? Christmas ain't for me. Hey, I'll take it. But it's interaction. Generally, the interaction. You maybe putting, for me, I was like, just put in a word there. Say thank you. We appreciate your feedback. Just the generic one, and then be like, okay, cool. At least he feels like, okay, somebody did.
Oh no, we have to take the 50 Cent approach and make it content now.
Yes. Now you're gonna make content about it. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna make content. Yeah, but it'll be positive, structured comment.
There we go.
A positive, structured conversation about how to respond to such things. Which, yeah, sometimes you feel like, yeah, you get the urge to do it. For me, my surprise moment. Let me see. My surprise moment was actually I got featured on a online magazine, which I never. I look at my inboxes and I get so much mail. Sometimes you can just pass through the mail. Not that I'm famous or anything like that, but throughout getting the information, I may have just passed it. And I saw this. I was like, wait a minute. Then I was like, why me? I was like, wait a minute. I need to put myself out there too. So I got picked for a magazine, online magazine, where I just discussed and talked about Sambaza podcast, who I am, where I'm from. If you want to check it online, I'll put the link and then you guys can go look at it. But it's just about my family, my upbringing, and how I became who I am right now.
That's great. Good. Hey, features are wonderful, right? So yeah.
Now if you do a search, you'll find me. On Concrete Pastures, and now if you go online, you'll get me on that particular magazine online. So there's content to me outside. Maybe somebody will put me up on a Wikipedia page. How does that work, really, on Wikipedia? Someone just starts a Wikipedia page for you, just like that.
Or you can start one for yourself. I'm sure some people do that because
Oh.
that information can be altered and changed from my understanding.
No, you
But,
add. It's you add, and then if your citation is needed, they'll put citation needed. But you
mhm.
can go add and get stories. People can have great stories about you.
Right. Now, okay, getting back to guests,
Oh yeah.
was there, what is it?
No, I said, oh yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, is there a particular guest or episode that challenged? We talked about where we're going to talk about challenging moments. So, where was there a guest or episode that challenged your thinking in a particular way that still echoes with you?
Mm, I will say I will go back all the way to the Africa. Is it the Africa? No, no, actually, not even that. I'll go to the Tiffany's show where she talked about healthcare and the
Hmm.
benefits of having healthcare. Now, when we talk about the healthcare situation that is going on right now, I have my views about the healthcare and how healthcare is supposed to be brought up, and they and there's politics and there's policies. Remember, I always tell you guys, I hate politics, I love policies. So but I always, whenever I hear this Affordable Care Act, it takes me back to when we talked about, I heard something on NPR. Somebody said he was getting great benefits with the ACA or Obamacare, if you want to call it. But he said he would rather lose it all and get
Hmm.
something else and figure it out then. And it really brought a lot of question to have me thinking about it. Now I know um, we're on the topic of with Tiffany came in talking about what she's doing as part of her business, whereby she informs people on the healthcare benefits and how to go around looking at it and structure it to where you're going to be able to get these benefits. I think that was one of the most important shows that we've had so far that has been inclined to. I think it sums up the whole idea of healthcare
Hmm.
brought into aspect, and we have one of our own who's going out there to try and make sure everybody gets covered well, because people make mistakes knowing about finding out about health coverage and knowing what is right. Sometimes people get a mistake is what makes you learn that this is what I should have done, but we cannot work on should have, could have. Let's
Right.
work before, where we say this is what I have learned, and when I'm going in, I say, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to care for. So, for people who are doing what she is doing, I think that's a great calling, and hope it gets better for her in her business venture.
Excellent. A shout out to Miss Batty that joined us and check out that episode about healthcare and open enrollment. So that was a good episode. And then I have a clip about the one that that comes to my mind. So let's go there while we're having that conversation. I've heard some brushback or negative comments about why people are, not open to donation.
But then it was just a few years ago when I decided I want to help somebody out somehow, some way, and made it happen.
I've actually lost both my parents recently, so I, can appreciate or understand the great loss of losing your parents, and for you to make this decision is really a selfless act, and I, admire you for making this decision. I just think that, maybe it could have been someone out there that could have, helped some of my loved ones that lost their life. Like, there are some stigmas around being a donor, not just of your organs, but anything in our community. I think there are, you may have heard some brushback or negative comments about. Okay, and to frame that, we had our gentleman Stephen Trent, who is one of my Whatnot buddies. He's a seller on Whatnot, but he recently went through organ donation and he donated his kidney. So he's a living donor, and we had a conversation with him about what inspired him to do that. Young man, under 40 years old, and he decided to donate his kidney. He's a father, and this was just something really important to him. He researched it, looked into it, and I think the organization assisted him in like his airfare because he had to fly out to California. And it was interesting, we kind of talked about some of the stigmas in our communities about organ donations. I think that was kind of an interesting, challenging thought to many that, some people are just so open, like, of course, I want to help, yes, I'll give you my kidney. Or some people are like, you're not taking my kidneys. You know what I mean? So, these are some of the stigmas. And, for other reasons, like some people think you might not go to heaven if you don't have your organs, or, I've heard all kind of tales, in our community. So that's kind of an interesting conversation. I don't think he was familiar with any of those tales, because he was just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but we've heard that.
Yeah, and it's really different when you comes to, as we are, I think I can safely say Africans and African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
the thought of just giving out your body parts to somebody else is really mind daunting. And it's just a simple thing. You just put it on your I think is your ID, that you can say you're a donor.
Right.
They'll definitely know that they can donate your organs. And yeah, another thing is just also blood, donating blood. That's one of the things that people should not be scared of, because donating blood really helps a lot, because that it has a bank. It goes to a bank, blood bank, where people have it there, and then when somebody's in need, they can use it there. So
Right.
Some of these things, little by little, you don't have, okay, let's say you don't give out your organs, but at least look into blood,
Or bone marrow, because that is needed in our communities too.
yes, or plasma.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Plasma you give out, but you get paid for it, right? Some people do
I think you can, right.
Some people do that as a job, and it makes good money too.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a thought.
I liked his idea and way of doing things. What's memorable is, I think that's to the age. Is he at the age where he passed his dad? His dad passed away?
Yeah, like early 30s, 33 or something like that. Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. Man,
Yeah.
we've had interesting stories this year.
We really have, and it's just so interesting how I came
right? Dominic was here. Dominic was on this year.
Yes, yeah, and his wife, Miss Kendall Lawson.
She wasn't. No, that wasn't last year. Man, we've had a lot of people come through this.
No, that was a couple months ago, because she was more recent than he was. But that was like his second time here. I want to say the first time you weren't here, but he had been on because we were talking about mental health and addiction. I know you shared a clip, but I think that was from early on in the year, because it was this year because it was ahead of the release of his latest podcast. And he was like, I'm going to come by you guys' show first before I start going to all these other podcasts.
Man, that was truly an honor, because the body of work that he has done, just to give us that first show before he started the whole journey into that particular show, which is actually being featured on Apple, is it Apple?
Yes.
On the Apple podcast, whatever thingy, what do you call it? Carousel. Yeah, the carousel. It's featured there, which is big time. And yeah, I'm so happy for him and all that he's done. Now he's trying to be a pod pilot, where he calls it the pod pilot, where he now uses the drone stuff to put other stuff out there. But anyway, this is a whole lot of things going on. This year has been, I can say it's been a lot.
Yeah. It has been fun to do this with you, so I appreciate you, partnership. I know you shared that you may not have wanted to continue on potting, so you
Not
know,
because of you, but just stuff that was going on. And
right.
yeah.
No, I understand that. But no, I mean, things like that, this makes it really fun and interesting when you have these conversations and, it's inked out here in time, forever. Like this literally is my legacy because, I don't have children, so this is my legacy. So, but anyway.
Well, you have nieces and nephews that will come up and talk. They're gonna talk about it. Auntie has a podcast, or Auntie always has a podcast,
They
and
ain't
listen
worried
to
about me.
somebody out there. I always tell people this: it doesn't matter what you do, but somebody out there is admiring you for what you. They may not tell you, but somewhere they'll be like, you know what, you inspired me to do this.
Oh yeah, there's definitely people watching.
No, go on, no, no,
Okay,
no, go on. I'm just telling you a precursor.
no, okay, I'm ready
No, no,
because
no, no. Say what you're saying. You were saying something. I didn't mean to
no,
cut you
I'm
off.
just saying. I was agreeing that I think people do watch from afar, and they may not, be comfortable sharing or something like that. And I'm okay with that. I don't necessarily need to hear it back. Just knowing that this is a global broadcast. So maybe somebody in Germany, maybe someone on the continent, as that we were talking about, that this touches and impacts. Sometimes people reach out after the fact and then sometimes they don't. And I'm okay with that, but that's why we create this to put it out there in the world. So,
Amen. Amen. Now,
yeah.
we started off with a jar at the beginning of the year, and we had a 6 month check on what the jar was. I didn't put some stuff in here, but this is a list some of the accomplishments that I have remembered, but they're quite a bit. I may read them out for my year in review. I'll do that maybe a solo. Have you checked yours? Your podcast review, your in review, your Spotify year in review.
See, Spotify is not one of my prominent ones, but
Oh,
I guess I'll go out there and see. I
oh,
know
mine has
YouTube.
mine went like oh yeah,
Really?
but mine went the YouTube went, but the one for it's amazing. The one and which is weird because
I
I
gotta check
haven't
it.
done I haven't done the video no,
Hmm.
the audio for a while. I've only done video on here,
Right.
and yeah, it's moved up immensely. So people have been going back to check on the podcast that I
Hmm.
have been leaving over there, and yeah, it's interesting. I'll go put it off, but back to the jar. All right. So now, what do we do? We pick up the jar. How many are we doing? 5, right?
I don't know if I got 5 in mine,
You
but
got enough. I know you got 5.
so just do 2 because I may not have 5.
You're gonna do 5. We're gonna do 5. We got time.
Oh God.
Yep, 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 yep. I wish we had
I
somewhere we
think
could.
I only have 5, like literally.
Jen,
You have a lot in there.
you have more. I know you have so many things that you've accomplished. You're just making yourself. You're just being modest. Right? All right, you go first.
All right.
You gotta close your eyes. No, you gotta close your eyes. You put them down in a bunch, and then you close your eyes and pick them up. They're only 5, so man,
Okay.
you have a big.
Okay, so this was that Billy Thorpe was a guest on our podcast, and we did do that. We had branding expert Billy Thorpe on, and that was great. So that's one of mine.
Oh, okay. Let me see what mine was. So I got a certificate from University of Texas, Google AI tools for journalists. I think if you've noticed, I have been more into the journalism thingy because podcasting and journalism kind of go hand in hand. And I need to put this on my LinkedIn. So
You do.
I've been trying to get these on learning courses
Mhm.
and University of Texas Longhorns. Yep, I can throw that in. So I've been doing these journalism certificates and throughout the year, and they have been great. They have expanded my knowledge and how I think about podcasting and getting into podcasting and doing other things apart from podcasting. But podcasting and journalism going together. That's why. What's yours next?
Okay. This was that Timmy Banks confirmed being a guest and that was in March. So we just talked about Tippy Banks episode, but I have been working on that for a long time. So, and the Billy thing. So, to get them booked in, it's good.
It took a year to get them on. Let me see here. This one happened a couple of weeks ago. Worked as an MC in a graduation ceremony.
Okay.
Graduation ceremony was an MC. Oh no! This was early in the year. Early in the year, yeah, I worked as an MC, and that's part of it, of the speaker part of it, speaking engagements and what have you. So, for me now, I am trying to teach myself how to speak on stage and get more interactive, and that's part of what it is that I'm kind of getting into more of next year. So, you'll be seeing me more coming on stage and more.
Yeah, can't wait for the TED Talk.
Thank you. I thank you.
The international one. Are we still going with this, or can we?
Yes, you only have. Yeah, we got. What's yours?
Okay. I had a salary increase at the 9 to 5. So I don't remember what month that was, but every little dollar helps.
What's mine here? Oh yeah. So I did a March 30-day podcast challenge for African podcasters. This was monumental, and this is also part and parcel of what is the basis of a lot of the things I'm going to do next year. And there's a talk that I'm going to do next year. And guys, watch out for it. If you're coming to the Podfest, I'm doing the Pecha Kucha, and who knows, it might be part of this. So that's one of the things I did.
Okay. This one was attended the 7th Afros Audio Podcast Festival in Baltimore.
That's for you. Okay. Let's see. I gotta pick them up. I got selected to speak at the Podfest 2026 Pecha Kucha. This was also one of the monumental things that I endear in my heart. Great, yes.
Yay!
All right. Last but not least for you.
Last is reaching 1K on Whatnot reseller platform.
Yeah, shout out
1,000 pieces of items sold, and so that qualifies me for instant payout. And it's kind of just like one of those thresholds of level of being a reseller. So
okay. Now for me, let's see the last but not least. I was selected onto the Board of Adjustment for the city of Forney, Texas. This was in February. These others I forgot to write the time, but this was in February. So I'm part of the city Board of Adjustments. It's been really interesting and has helped me kind of get my way into knowing what's happening in my city. Remember, Jen, we talked about this thing being woke and learning about your town and how
right.
you live by your guests. So I think this is one of the things that has helped me kind of get to know what's around. But it's not a big. It's not a big. It doesn't take too much of my time. However, I still contribute to the society. Board of Adjustment is that we're a small city now. It's becoming bigger. So what happens is people come and they have signs, and we have to approve of them to see if they work. It's not only signs, but it's just the way the buildings are going to be put in and how they're going to be structured and stuff like that. So that's
for businesses.
Yeah, for businesses.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about that is that for ours, you can't appeal. If we say no, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to go to you can reappeal back. You have to go to court, and you can't come back to us here. So, which is very interesting about it. We're the final say. But yeah, nice.
Yeah, for someone that enjoys policy, that's right up your alley. You know what I mean? So that's cool. So kudos for that. Yeah. All right. So,
and I guess with that, we're gonna say, what's the last thing you want to say before we get out?
Oh, I did have a closing affirmation that I want to share, so that we hope that everyone who is listening in real time. We appreciate you, and we wish that your new year be grounded in purpose, protected in peace, and full of moments that remind you that your voice matters.
I am going to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for everyone out there, and hope everything is great for y'all. And we got Ed Campbell here on the comments. Give us a gem emoji, 100. And then Peeps, he's my long roommate. When I came into the country 20 years ago, he was my roommate, and says Merry Christmas. And Tiffany here says big wins this year is that y'all are still going strong. Congratulations. Oh,
Yay.
and
Yay.
to y'all is thank you for making us relevant on YouTube and hang out with us. I know you take your time to be with us. You could have been doing anything else, but you just took this 1 hour, just this 1 hour to hang out with us. Even if it's 30 minutes or 10 minutes, that's good enough. I'll take that. Just spread the word to other people. Tell them Sambaza is here. And Jen, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Right?
Yes, we definitely don't take that for granted, and we totally appreciate that. And heart is so full for that. Okay, so with that, we will again, thank you for joining us. And if you found today's conversation hopefully was inspiring and enlightening, if you found it meaningful, consider sharing it. Our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. We invite you to stay tuned for more engaging content in the new year. And we look forward to continuing these important conversations. So, as Sambaza said, happy holidays if you celebrate, and may your new year be prosperous.
All right.
So, all right, take care.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
At this time, we're going to go ahead and conclude the episode. We greatly appreciate you listening. We invite you to follow us on social media. On Instagram, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. On Twitter, it is Woke by. On Facebook, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. We also have the new website up, www.wokebyaccident.net. Please check us out. And also follow us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. And please leave a review and share feedback. You can also reach out by Gmail, wokebyaccident@gmail.com. And every time you listen, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for listening, and take care.